Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTube Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Unscripted. Let's say hello to everyone currently joining us on X and a Green Machine, also known as Rumble. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Start off by saying hello to the people who have joined us here in the chat. The first man here, the nicest man on YouTube. The man, the myth, the legend, host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. My partner in crime, the toxic gunslinger, the man who cannot be killed, host and creator of Action Theater, After Hours Karaoke, and Western Cinema Presents, the CEO of the Outlaw Bill Sports Network, Outlaw Bill. Friend of the channel, Deep Henzak. Channel member, JPRPH1. My co-host on Live from Sparkwood in 21, the co-host of Friday Night Last Call, and the host of Geeky Geezers, which will be redirected to at the end of this broadcast, Age Boomer. All right. The week has passed. Good to see everyone out there in the YouTube sphere today. Well, let's see. There's a hurricane off of the East Coast. Cosme decided to resign its post halfway through a broadcast. And now apparently there are, well, I'll show you. There are, playing with the buttons. There are Frankenstein rabbits in Colorado. It's an ordinary rabbit. An rabbit has a mean streak a mile wide. Look at the bones. All right. Well, while this is not widespread, so guys, all right, this is not Night of the Lepus. This is not end of the world via rabbits. This is a genetic mutation. It, from what I understand, it is something that does happen from time to time, and we're going to be looking at a few articles about it. The best thing to do if you're in the area where you actually see one of these mutated rabbits, don't touch the thing. Don't try to catch it. Don't touch it. Report it to the proper authorities. Really, it's really all you have to do. So while we are going to be going into some good-natured ribbing about this whole thing, this is nothing to panic over. This is not, this is not the stand. It's not the stand with rabbits. We're good. Don't panic. All right. But like I said, this is something that has happened in the past. So I decided to look into this a little bit. And so we're going to do some reading up on this. Put me up on still store there, can buy. All right. Rabbits in Colorado, particularly in Fort Collins, are exhibiting unusual growths caused by the soap papilloma virus. I murdered that. leading to tentacle-like protrusions on their faces. Overview of the mutation. Residents in Fort Collins have reported sightings of rabbits with bizarre tentacle-like growths protruding from their faces. These growths, described as resembling black quills or toothpicks, are caused by the papillomavirus, or SPV, a non-contagious virus that primarily affects cottontail rabbits. Nature of the virus, SPV. Well, I'll just call it SPV for the rest of the show, folks. This virus is a naturally occurring DNA virus that leads to wart-like tumors on the rabbit's faces. It is similar to HPV, but it is specific to rabbits and does not pose a threat to humans or other animals. Transmission. The virus is typically spread through biting arthropod vectors such as mosquitoes and ticks. It can also be transmitted through direct contact with infected bodily fluids. Health implications for rabbits. While the growths may appear alarming, they are generally benign and do not pose a direct threat to the rabbit's health unless they interfere with eating or grow near sensitive areas like the eyes. Wildlife officials have confirmed that the condition is not contagious to humans or pets, urging residents to avoid approaching or handling affected rabbits. Public response and recommendations. Colorado Parks and Wildlife has advised the public to treat these rabbits as wild animals and to maintain a safe distance. Although the growths can look unsettling, they are part of a natural viral infection that rabbits can live with, and many of these rabbits have been observed returning year after year. In summary, the unusual appearance of rabbits in Colorado is due to the SP virus, which causes benign growths. While sight may be concerning, the virus does not pose a health risk to humans or other animals, and the affected rabbits can continue to live in their environment. Okay. Basically, as I said, this is really nothing to panic over. Do not come into contact with these rabbits. This is something that happens. It is a yearly thing. It's just that, more people than usual manage to spot these things. And there are pictures available. And basically, that's the story when it comes to these infected rabbits. It does happen. It's just usually not so widely reported. It's nothing to panic over. Just don't come into contact. It's that simple. And report it to the proper authorities if you do see them. And since this does appear to just be in the state of Colorado, I have not heard of any cases outside of the state of Colorado. Just be careful, due diligence, and all that. Depenzak says, a mutation, you say, this could possibly explain KK's horrible management. Oh, maybe. Nobody go down any rabbit holes for the time being. No. And hello to our man from the future, Sashi. All right. Let me see. This is from the AP. I'll have to switch stories here, switch screens. Give me a moment, please. All right. Going to cover this other story here. All right. So, am I up? Yeah. Okay. All right. Rabbits with horns in Colorado are being called Frankenstein bunnies. Here's why. And here's a look at one of the unfortunate rabbits here. Uh, Denver AP group of rabbits in Colorado with grotesque horn-like growths may seem straight out of a low-budget horror film, but scientists say there's no reason to be spooked. The furry creatures merely have a relatively common virus. The cottontails recently spotted in Fort Collins are infected with the mostly harmless SPV, which causes wart-like growths that protrude from their faces like metastasizing horns. Viral photos have inspired a full of unflattering nicknames, including Frankenstein bunnies, demon rabbits, and zombie rabbits. Their affliction is nothing new. The virus inspiring ancient folklore and fueling scientific research nearly 100 years ago. The virus, likely influenced by the centuries-old jackalope myth in North America, which told of rabbits with antlers or horns. Among other animal variations, the disease in rabbits also contributed to scientists' knowledge about the connection between viruses and cancer, such as the human HP, which causes cervical cancer. The virus in rabbits was named after Dr. Richard E. Shope, or Shop, who knows, a professor at the Rockefeller University who discovered the disease in cottontails in the 1930s. News about the rabbit sightings in Fort Collins, 65 miles and 105 kilometers north of Denver, started getting attention after residents started spotting them around town and posting pictures. Kara Van Hoos, a spokesperson for Colorado Parks and Wildlife, told the Associated Press on Wednesday that the agency has been getting calls about the rabbits seen in Fort Collins. But she said it is not uncommon to see infected rabbits, especially in the summer, when the fleas and ticks that spread the virus are most active. The virus can spread from rabbit to rabbit, but not to other species, including humans and pets, he said. The growths resemble warts, but can look like horns if they grow longer, Van Hoos said. The growths don't harm rabbits unless they grow on their eyes or mouths and interfere with eating. Rabbits' immune systems are able to fight the virus, and once they do, the growths will disappear. All right. So, from the looks of things, if the infection runs its course, like they said, unless it grows on the eyes or it affects eating, the rabbits will survive this. So, good news, I would say. Hello to Shadow of the Raven, joining us from across the pond. So, all right. That's the rabbit story. Something else that I did want to bring up on the show this evening is, of course, the lawsuit between Gina Carano and Lucasfilm and Disney has been settled out of court as of right now. This appears to be a victory for Gina, and we don't know yet, of course, what the settlement is. Is she going to return to Disney and perhaps play Cara Dune again at some point down the line? Will she get a public apology? Will any money exchange hands? Will we ever find out who released the initial statement from Disney. We may find out in the future. We may never find out. But here's the thing that I do want to make clear is the fact that this is Gina's victory. And let's allow her to take the W. Some people are upset because we're not seeing Kathleen Kennedy being dragged out of her office at Lucasfilm by security, or that we're not learning any of the details just yet. And you have to understand, this is not about us. This was never about us. It was never about the fans. This was always about Gina getting her pound of flesh out of Disney. And it is looking like she did exactly that. So anybody who's upset because you haven't heard any of the details yet, or because you aren't, for whatever reason, being thanked publicly by anybody else, guys, everybody here has done their share of reporting on this story. I started out my YouTube career talking about this story. This is not about us. This argument was never about us. This was an argument between Gina and Disney. It was never about us. It was never for us. It was never by us. This is none of our affair. This is between them. Period. So when we find out any details, if we ever find out about any details, because I'm sure that everybody had to sign a big fat NDA. We will know when it is time for us to know. So anybody who's upset because they're not getting any details, or because Kathleen Kennedy hasn't been fired, or Pablo Hidalgo hasn't been fired, guys, it's not up to us. It never was. Kathleen Kennedy will not be fired. This is something that has to be understood. Okay? She is not out. She is not done. She is not cooked. All right? She is not whatever current present day terminology you want to put on this story. She's going to be allowed to retire. You want to know why she's going to be allowed to retire? And she's going to be given all of these accolades and all of these awards. You know what? Because she stuck to the right people. Because she got involved with Frank Marshall, however she might have gotten involved with him. And I'm not going to speculate. It was because she got next to George Lucas, and she got next to Steven Spielberg, and she got next to people like M. Night Shyamalan back when that fucking meant something. All right? She has been around too long. She knows where all the bodies are buried, so to speak. So she's not going to get run out on a rail. She's not going to get fired. Pablo Hidalgo is not going to get fired. Dave Filoni is not going to be replaced. It's what it is. And we can have our opinions and we can speculate, and that's fine. I'm not telling anybody not to do that. But you have to also at the same time understand that everything that happens is not up to us. It's not about what we want. This was not about the fans. This was about something else. Take the W for what it is, and you move on. And whatever details we learn, we will find out all in due time. So don't worry. We got to win. Take the win and move on. It's asbestos of the breast brown nosers. Yeah. Worked with someone like that. We used to call them toenails. Okay. It's interesting. Tim for $2. It's the rabbit of Carbonog. Yeah. From the castle. Arg. Yeah. All right. Monty Python or Holy Grail, indeed. Thank you for the $2, Tim. So, all right. That was really all I wanted to talk about tonight from here. That's really all I got. However, we still got some time left in the show. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to turn it over to you. You in the chat. Those of you who are currently following along on Twitter and Rumble. I'm going to let you take over the show for the next 20, 25 minutes or so. Any questions that you have? Anything that you want to discuss? I am going to let you take the helm. This half of the show is for you. All right. What is in your 4K Blu-ray at this point? At the moment. Let's see. The last thing I watched was Cobra. I have the Cobra 4K. I did an unboxing a little while back. It does look good. Looks good. It sounds good. But one of the issues that I have, and I don't know if it's just the player or really what it is, but I have a lot of problems when I put on a disc, it'll pause. Now, that didn't happen when I played the film. But when I tried to play like one of the commentary tracks, it quit on me after a few minutes. So I'm going to have to try that again. It's a technical issue. I've had it before, but yeah, that's the last thing that I sat down and watched out of my own collection. That's a rabbit that's eating my face off. Yeah. Hello to Sense Corner, my co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast. Hopefully, will be able to join me again this Tuesday night at 7, because tomorrow night is a movie night. Saw Weapons again today. I saw it again last night, or the night before. Seeing it a third time on Thursday. Just saw Americana, and it was quite good. I'm looking forward to your review because I've been hearing some mixed things about Americana. I've got some concerns. So I'll be looking forward to your review. But yeah, Weapons, guys, go see this movie. It is freaking excellent. I've seen it twice. I did I was on Pop Culture Minefield's channel the other day with Anima and Shanatsky and Nadia. Um, Horror with Nads. I finally had a chance to be on a panel with her, at least for a few minutes. She did have to leave, but yeah, that was a good show. We did a non-spoiler review. We're going to do a spoiler film. We're going to do a spoiler review later in the week. I'm thinking about doing a spoiler review on my own channel, or maybe perhaps even a watch along. Who knows? But yeah, I like that movie quite a bit. Like I said, I've seen it twice. Looking forward to seeing it a third time. Uh, would definitely be there on Tuesday. My review is coming out tomorrow. The one negative review I saw immediately referenced Sweeney's politics, so I totally discounted that one. Yeah, they're going to go after her for her quote unquote politics. I don't know. I mean, some of the movies that she's done would be movies I would consider to be kind of left of center, So I guys, I don't know if her politics are what we think they are, necessarily. My whole thing is just the reaction to the ad that she did was just stupid, you know. Um I did a show about it. Go check that out. I stick to my guns on that one. How about Nobody 2? I did see Nobody 2. And I'm going to review it probably in the next day or two. I like the first movie better. I will say that. I did think the first movie was better. I think this one's a little more over the top and campy. But I didn't hate it. Will I review Forsaken? I I I might. I don't know. Um, I I I don't normally do reviews of the movies that we do on the show like that, unless it's like a that year film. But unless it's the same year film, I should say. But yeah, I don't know. I might. It is a good movie. It's not very well known. Yeah. She's never explicitly stated her politics, but people are convinced he's right wing, so that some immediately hate her for that. Yeah, I'm not convinced she is, guys. So yeah, and this is part of the problem is that it shouldn't matter. It didn't used to matter. It was never a thing, but it is now, and people are going to react accordingly, I suppose. Since as I reviewed Nobody 2 as well, wasn't as good as the first, but still watching, in my opinion. Yeah, got to agree. Yeah, I am behind on reviews, and one of the things that I want to do is be a little bit more Johnny on the spot with them, and because one of the things that I hate doing is having Fletcher take the time out of his schedule to go and do up this nice fancy thumbnail and then never use it. So, believe me, everything that I haven't reviewed yet, that I already have a thumbnail up for, trust me, I'm going to do it. Now, one thing that I did see that I also haven't reviewed is I saw Sweet Revenge, which is this 15-minute Friday the 13th short film, and it has Tilda from Into the Badlands playing the final girl, and the twist they give her character is pretty interesting. So I did like it, and I went, guys, just give me 70 more minutes, just like that, and I'll be happy, because I eh, I'll go a little bit more into it, because I am going to do a review for it. But it's or maybe I might even do a watch along and talk about it. I don't know. But it was interesting. It was an interesting watch. And one of the preconceptions was that because Angry Orchard Hard Cider helped get this short made, that it was basically going to be a commercial for them. It's not. It is 100 proof Jason Voorhees going after people for 15 minutes. And it's pretty good stuff. And I'll talk about it in the review. Now, I don't know what it's going to do for the series. Victor Miller, who is the writer of the original film, he was involved with this. So if this is some kind of a sign of where the franchise is going to go, I don't know. It could be, but I'm intrigued. We'll see. I don't think our fans are there for our political beliefs. No, I don't think so either. Been enjoying Untamed on Netflix. Stars Eric Bana. It's a mystery. Shadow. It it starts out being about this woman disappearing in a national park, and then it uncovers this much bigger conspiracy. A hello to Faithful Blue Wrench channel member, Bird Woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. Had dinner with the parents. Oh, no worries, no worries. We're at the Q&A half of the show right now. So if anybody has any other questions, anything they want to talk about, now's the time. You got essentially an open mic, at least for the next 20 minutes, and then you'll be redirected to Aged Boomer's channel for Geeky Geezers. All right. Black Phone 2. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I was kind of like, okay, after that ending, where could you possibly go with it? And I think where they go at, where they appear to be going with it, is pretty interesting, and it's an interesting spin on a horror sequel. I'm looking forward to the Black Phone 2, guys. Look. I hope it's good. I hope it's as good as it looks. What is the capital of Assyria? Right off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. You catch the beginning under who you watch. Yeah, no worries. And hello to Nate, Geek Flag. Nate knows. What's next on Sparkwood in 21? Don't know yet. I got to get back in touch with the gang, but I have an idea. I know that I know Boomer is looking into something that he's been talking about wanting to do. So it really it kind of depends. When we've decided on something, you'll know. Anyone seen War of the Worlds? Yes. I did watch it. I did a review. Yeah, it's not good. It's an interesting idea, doing kind of a worlds type story from the ground. Use all of this sort of, I don't want to say footage, but you know, doing it, doing it in the style of like Cloverfield meets Searching. I think that could be an interesting idea, doing it that way. But it's got a lot of problems. The acting is not great, and you can tell that they're not playing off of one another because all of the actors were shot separately, and you can tell. You know, so the acting doesn't match up. The editing is so chaotic. The story's predictable. And then when it starts becoming an Amazon ad in the last half hour, and that just it's Mystery Science Theater level stuff. Ice Cube's miscast. It kind of plays like they wrote all of his stuff in an hour. This is a movie that's been sitting on the shelf for 5 years, and you can tell why. You really can. It's a mess. Don't watch it unless you're planning to riff it, Mystery Science Theater style. The Black Phone is coming out this month. Oh, cool. All right. Well, hopefully, the next couple of weeks. Connie says, still need to watch the first one. Well, you won't be disappointed. It's pretty good. Haven't watched any trailers for the Black Phone 2. Looking forward to the movie. Yeah. there is a very good, very creepy trailer out there. If you want to go into it blind, I would advise don't watch the trailer. And I don't think the trailer gives away the whole store, but it gives away enough. Says I refuse to watch War of the Worlds. It's actually a trick question. There are 6 capitals of Assyria. Wow. It was an interesting idea, but LOL. Yeah, I catch myself saying that a lot with movies. It was a good idea, but I don't think the black phone would be not good because they only made it to make more money, not because they had more story to tell. But there is a spin on it that I do find fascinating, and that's why I'm going to give it a chance. And you guys know me. I'm going to be honest. If I see it and I hate it, I'll tell you. If I like it, I'll tell you. And I'll be honest. But I'm curious. I'm going to see it. Maybe not necessarily in theaters, but I'm going to see it. Yeah, with you on War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds was just an Amazon commercial. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And go plot to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Have you ever seen the title? Have you ever seen the title of a movie? Just have to check it out just because of the name. Nothing comes to mind. No. War of the Worlds was the best movie ever. No, no, it wasn't. Uh, I have to start getting ready for work. Okay, take care, Sashi. Since this Black Phone 2 is coming out in October, I believe, not this month. I don't know. I honestly don't know when the release date is. Um, have you watched the first 2 episodes of? I'm assuming you mean Alien Earth. A lot of good ideas, but I don't think it was executed correctly. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I have very mixed feelings now when it comes to the Alien franchise because there's more bad than good in it now. Um, you can stick to the first 2 movies. Everybody involved with part 3 has pretty much disowned it. Uh, Alien Resurrection is pretty much just a kind of a mixtape of the first 3. I think it's okay. I don't complain too much about that one. Prometheus, I have mixed feelings about now, because of where they eventually went with it, which was Covenant and Romulus, and the less said about those 2 movies, the better, because both of them made my 10 worst of the year list. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's just the first 2 movies. So If I see Alien Earth, I see it, but I'm in no rush. All right. Let's see. All right. What's this? All right. The Black Phone, October 17th. Okay. Well, then I know where I'll be that weekend. Oh, while sailing the high seas, your brother visited to die in 2000. For the name of the movie, it's a disaster movie. Looks like a bad $5 budget lesbian vampire movie. Oh, yeah, give me more of those. Why not? Can't be any worse, right? Yeah, okay. Do they also kickbox? Are they also ninjas? um, Prometheus was a good movie if you left the alien out of it. Yeah, yeah, it was. Otherwise, like I said, I liked it at the time. I have mixed feelings about it now. Haven't gotten that far into the movie. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions or anything they want to discuss before we start wrapping up the show? Because I don't want to run over Boomer's time. I do want to remind everybody that there's no reserved seats tonight, but that show will be back. Tomorrow night is Mystery Movie Night, so join me and Sin Tuesday night for the Mystery Movie Night podcast. And right after that, that'll be at 7, and then right after that at 8:30, live from Sparkwood and 21. Really like the ship in Prometheus. It's like an upgraded Firefly. Yeah, yeah, it was a good ship. Are you going to see the new Running Man movie? Uh, Maybe not in theaters, but I might give it a look at some point. Yes, rest in peace, Terrence Stamp. Yeah, we lost General Zod today, folks, and I'm also learning that Robert Blake also passed away. Yeah, so yeah, guys, it's been a rough week. What is the meaning of life? 42. The answer to everything is 42. All right. Well, on that note, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everyone currently joining us on Rumble and X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to thank everybody here that was in the chat. Sin, Connie, Bill, Carl, Tim, JP, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, Nate, Sashi, D. Penzak, Big Al Presents, Aged Boomer. I do want to thank Tim once again for the $2 super chat. See, you are not the president. Man who rules so many kneels so quickly, unless he was a Democrat. Indeed. All right. On that note, that is the show. I'd like to thank you all once again for joining me from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night, take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.